Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Haitian police say suspects in the president's assassination were killed. I'm ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. The details coming up.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we are at about 74 degrees. I didn't see any rain, but we know there's some showers in the area.
And good morning to you, everyone. It is Thursday. It is July 8th.
Thanks for joining us this morning. And at least for me, the weather was funny yesterday. It was nice, it was hot, it was rainy, and then it was back to nice, hot, rainy.
I'm with her, Mike. It was a little weird. The sun was out, and then I walked right into a light shower in the early afternoon hours.
Yeah, and it was actually kind of comfortable, too, because temperatures stayed well down in the 80s yesterday, which was very unusual, obviously. Yeah, a couple of showers around this morning, maybe, one or two here and there in and around town, but then still plenty of rain well down to the southeast. So things look fairly dry out there by the airport. But again, we may have seen a couple of little sprinkly showers. This is clutter around the radar site. And as you can see, just a few little spots that have been trying to slide on through. But down to the southeast, boy, they just cannot buy dry weather. As you can see, more heavy rain is continuing down there along the coast from Corpus Christi up in toward Rockport area, where we still have flash flood warnings in effect and a flash flood watch. This is in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We're still going to see more heavy rain down here to the southeast. And this does include, it comes as far northwest as Karnes County, and the Weather Service just indicated that they may extend it even a little bit further to the west and to the northwest, this watch area, because it looks like we'll see not only some scattered heavy showers again today, but also then tomorrow. Things should start to taper off a little bit once we go in toward the weekend. Mold is on the high side, and I have a feeling that's going to be staying on the high side. By the way, San Antonio River, east and southeast of town, still flood warnings are posted, so you just want to watch it for any areas right there along the San Antonio River. We'll still have, now it's not going to rain constantly, but we'll still have a good chance for showers and thunderstorms, primarily the eastern half of our area today. And temperatures, I think with the cloud cover, we stayed well down in the low 80s, more than 10 degrees below normal. Again, more heavy rain tomorrow, then we see a bit of a break in the action toward the weekend. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark?
Thanks, Mike. And now to a clear alert sent out for the woman, 46-year-old Renee Rangel. San Antonio police believe she is in danger. She was last seen Monday around 5:30 in the morning on Crestview near Hillcrest over on the northwest side. Police say Rangel was seen driving a white SUV like the one pictured on your screen. The license plate is GXG 9692. If you know where she is, you are asked to call police immediately.
This morning, the assassination of Haiti's president is throwing the Caribbean country into upheaval.
Overnight, police said they killed 4 of the presumed assassins. The United States is vowing to assist the acting government to preserve peace. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has the latest from Washington.
This morning, Haiti's police chief says 4 suspects in the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse have been killed and 2 others arrested. The alleged assassins have yet to be identified as Haiti's acting prime minister urges calm.
We need every single one to actually move the country forward while seeking for justice for President Jovenel Moïse.
The Caribbean nation plunging deeper into crisis after assailants stormed President Moïse's residence overnight Wednesday, killing the 53-year-old head of state and injuring his wife. The First Lady flown to Miami to receive treatment, now fighting for her life.
The people are devastated. The Haiti is in mourning.
The Haitian ambassador to the United States says the attack was carried out by armed commandos speaking Spanish and masquerading as U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency agents. Overnight, the remains of the assassinated president removed. In the nation long gripped with turmoil and political unrest, a state of siege. The international airport shut down and border with the Dominican Republic closed. Busy capital streets emptied out.
I think a lot of us are kind of almost, and myself included, we're waiting for the fireworks. We don't want them. We don't want the violence.
In Washington, President Biden condemning the assassination.
It's very worrisome about the state of Haiti.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken called Haiti's interim prime minister late Wednesday, extending his condolences and vowing to support the Haitian government and its people. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
More than 4 million people have now died of COVID-19 worldwide. That's according to data from Johns Hopkins University. An average of almost 8,000 deaths were reported every day of the past week, which is 57% higher than this time last year. It is much lower than the global peak of over 14,000 deaths daily in January of this year. The U.S., Brazil, and India account for more than a third of all global COVID-19 deaths.
A weakened but resilient tropical storm Elsa has left at least one person dead in Florida and injured several at a campground at a naval base in Georgia. The storm is now churning up the East Coast after making landfall in Florida and triggering tornado watches and warnings as it moves north. A tropical storm watch extended up the East Coast to Massachusetts.
The death toll from Oregon's historic heat wave is now at least 116 people. Most of them died in and around the Portland area, where the population is more dense. That has officials there declaring the heat a mass casualty event. The Oregon State Medical Examiner's Office says the victims were ages 37 and 97. Most lived alone. Thankfully, the temperatures there this week are forecast to be back in the mid-80s. Here at home on your Thursday morning, it is 4:36, about 74 degrees.
And still ahead, details on why more and more places online have started delivering plants to your doorstep.
Up next, we'll check on Spurs head coach Greg Popovich now that he's assembled the NBA's best to compete in the 2020 Summer Olympics.
And taking a look outside with live cam, 74 degrees for now, but yesterday it only hit 80. Not too bad for July. Well, in the 80s at least. We'll take it. We'll be right back.
4:39, Spurs head coach Greg Popovich has assembled the NBA's best in Las Vegas to begin workouts for Team USA just before jetting to Tokyo to compete in the 2020 Summer Olympics. This is Pop's first time out as head coach of Team USA competing in the Olympics as our team goes for its fourth straight gold medal with names such as Kevin Durant and Damian Lillard on this year's roster. Pop's first order of business was thanking those who decided to spend their summer with him and assistants that include Steve Kerr.
You know, they're sacrificing a lot, you know, after the year in COVID and actually more than that, to leave their families and to commit to represent their country at this point, I think is really laudable and a great sacrifice.
A COVID state of emergency will greet Coach Pop and Team USA when they arrive in Tokyo as COVID cases have hit a 2-month high in Japan. The state of emergency could also end hopes of local fans being able to attend. Summer games open up July 23rd. The NBA Finals continue tonight right here on KSAT and ABC. Phoenix took the first game, and now the Bucks will try to return the favor. Tonight's game tips off at 8 o'clock in Phoenix. The finals shift to Milwaukee on Sunday and next Wednesday. On to San Antonio Missions baseball. Missions taking on the Sod Poodles of Amarillo once again. After a scoreless first inning, Amarillo got 2 runs at the top of the second, but the Missions fought back from a 9th inning deficit to defeat the Sod Poodles 7-6. Juan Fernandez was the hero with a walk-off single in the bottom of the 9th. It was the team's second consecutive walk-off win. The Missions are now 28-28 on the season. The series continues tonight at Wolf Stadium.
Well, good luck to the Missions.
Against those Sod Poodles.
Time now is 4:41 and about 74 degrees right now.
Ready to give yourself a mental health boost? How about adding plants to your home? That can help your mood.
Also next, we're going to tell you about the great lengths many companies are going to get people to go back to work, including signing bonuses of hundreds or thousands of dollars. And welcome back. It's about 4:44. The reopening of the economy has left companies scrambling for workers, so employers are offering a variety of incentives to lure new employees. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the big new incentives for saying yes to a new job.
I saw that they were offering a $500 signing bonus, and I just saw that and I was just thinking, okay, I can maintain this for the summer. It's not a problem.
Jason Mabry, who recently graduated from high school, just landed a job working the host stand at Uncle Julio's Mexican restaurant in Annapolis, Maryland. He knew he needed to work this summer to save up for college next year, but had no idea it could be so lucrative. And he's not alone. Restaurant workers, hotel cleaners, truck drivers, and warehouse stockers are some of the many jobs now attached to signing bonuses of hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you what you need to know to get the job you want with the perks you're hoping for. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
445, spending just 20 to 30 minutes a day in a green space is said to boost your mood.
So now more and more online shops are sprouting up, delivering plants to your doorstep. 12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz checks them out.
I think it was just a combination of the pandemic and then wanting to fill my new house with, I guess, things that are pretty.
Jody Pipcorn has a budding interest in houseplants.
I like to see the plants and I like to see the condition and choose the one that I think is the healthiest. So I've been a little nervous about ordering online.
Plants in their prime, potted and ready to go.
Consumer Reports checked out several online retailers that ship houseplants, from biggies like the Home Depot and Amazon to curated collections from The Sill and Bloomscape, plus flower delivery services Books and Urban Stems.
So what we're really looking for here is what you're getting and if it's worth what you're paying for.
Bloomscape and The Sill's plants include care pamphlets and online help. Both offer trendy pots, too. This ZZ in a 6-inch pot from The Sill costs about $63. That's before tax and shipping. The same plant from Amazon costs $30 to $50, and depending on the seller, might include free shipping. For gift giving, Books and Urban Stems offer guaranteed delivery dates and often next day, but it will cost you and selection is limited. This ZZ plant from Urban Stems is about $80.
If you're looking for a more affordable option, consider swapping plants with friends or even join a Buy Nothing group on Facebook.
And just going to a nearby nursery can save you some green. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Mike is back with a look at your full forecast.
Yeah, a lot of greenery behind you this morning.
Yes, but what's kind of the ominous thing in that picture, though, is the San Antonio River down there at the Helton Nature Park down at the southeast of town. And I drove across it yesterday right on Southeast Military, and just looking at it, it was like, oh, I mean, it was almost unbelievable how full the San Antonio River was.
Doesn't it remind you of the Mississippi River out of its banks in places?
Kind of. And I mean, it's just that muddy river like that. So anywhere from basically San Antonio southeast of there, just watching along the San Antonio River, because it is still very, very high. And in some cases, it is spilling over its banks. Not extreme flooding, but there are flood warnings posted right along the San Antonio River. So out there at the airport, it looks like things are fairly dry as of right now. Maybe a little bit of moisture on the roads. We've had a couple little sprinkles moving on through here. But again, the focus is down there to the southeast, and Corpus Christi is just getting inundated once again, as is Rockport. They had those flood emergencies posted yesterday, and as you can see, there's somewhat of a center of circulation probably about right in here, that big counterclockwise rotation. That's that low, which is just taking all this moisture and throwing it in on top of us. And that's going to continue to be the case, and probably even more so, it looks like, tomorrow. So we've got a couple of these showers, say around Three Rivers, in toward Karnes City, and here in town, again, maybe one or two little sprinkly showers that have been moving on through the area. Even around Laverny, it looks like maybe a couple of showers there. So we'll have a few of them around this morning. And obviously more rain down to the southeast. Once again, the flash flood watch is in effect up until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. This was just extended. It had been scheduled to expire at 7 in the morning tomorrow, but Weather Service just extended it. It does come as far west and northwest as Karnes County. And like I said off the top of the show, it does, the Weather Service has indicated that it looks like they may actually push this watch a little bit further to the west and to the northwest. They're going to be obviously assessing the situation over the next couple of days. Now, as far as the forecast, we will have a couple of showers around here, a couple of heavier downpours, the majority of the rain well down to the southeast later on today. They'll be kind of scattered about. And you saw that circulation, that low is still in place. And again, that's going to continue to tap into all the moisture tomorrow throughout the day. Some heavier showers and thunderstorms, maybe a few more and a little bit further to the west as well. But again, the lion's share of the rain is going to be down to the southeast. Going into Saturday, we'll still have a few showers around, but I think we see there'll be fewer and further between, a little bit more in the way of some sunshine Saturday. Can't completely rule out the rain on Saturday, but it'll be not as widespread. This is not encouraging down there along the coastal plain. This is just like one computer model, but with that low that's going to be slowly working its way around through the area and still kind of hanging around here the next couple of days through Friday night. I mean, this model has another half a foot of rain down here along the coastal plain, or more than that, some heavier amounts in spots along the coastal plain. So flooding is definitely going to be an issue. And elsewhere too, further west, we get some of those heavier downpours just because the ground is so saturated from the rain that we had, especially a couple of days ago. 79 today at noon. Still a couple of showers and thunderstorms. The majority of the rain obviously is going to be to the east and to the southeast. And then later on today, high temperature only going for 82 today. I think we keep a lot of clouds around here. We did have some sunshine yesterday, but that only got us up to 84 yesterday. Showers and a few thunderstorms. Again, can't rule out a couple of heavier downpours. That's going to be the situation tomorrow as well. I think things start to taper a little bit going in toward the weekend. We'll still have more showers around, one or two of them here, but not as widespread. Things may try and pick up a little bit in toward the middle part of next week, and I think we'll finally get back up into the 90s, but still nothing outrageous as far as temperatures. Obviously, the heat index is going to be up there, but got to watch out for more heavy rain, especially today and tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Areas southeast of San Antonio are going to be under the gun.
Yeah, that situation down there along the coast, it's unbelievable almost.
Yes, it is. We'll look out for it. Thank you, Mike.
451, about 74 degrees.
And coming up next, it's already looking like a good weekend for Marvel's newest superhero flick. Plus, Gossip Girl is back, this time on streaming.
If you play Lotto, here are your numbers. Pick three numbers, 2, 4, 5, Fireball 7. Daily board numbers 2, 6, 8, 8, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 3, 4, 9, 16, 25, and Lotto Texas 7, 8, 23, 32, 33, 41. Your Powerball numbers 8, 21, 30, 49, 57, Powerball 8, Power Play 2. Good luck.
Welcome back. Movie ticket companies are getting optimistic about this weekend's debut of Marvel's Black Widow.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
Still fits. Fandango says it has the biggest pre-sales of any movie so far this year. Black Widow hits theaters and streaming this weekend. David Harbour from Stranger Things co-stars, and if you think he's a bad guy or a good guy, think again.
So often we want narratives with clear good guys and bad guys. And I think that as the genre moves forward, we're able to incorporate these people. You know, my character makes some very bad decisions, but maybe there's redemption for him. Who knows?
Black Widow is streaming on Disney Plus and in theaters tomorrow.
She's not from here. Hey.
New streaming today, Gossip Girl is back, and show creator Joshua Safran says because of the speed at which things move these days, it doesn't feel like it's too soon to revisit the soapy teen drama.
Even though it's only been 9 years, it may as well have been 20 years. I mean, social media didn't even exist when we began the show. I mean, it did. There was Facebook, but like it wasn't what it is now. So I think that changed a lot.
Check out Gossip Girl streaming on HBO Max.
At the time, I was just working with this bloke, John. Now I look back and I was working with John Lennon.
It's our first extended look at Paul McCartney breaking down the Beatles with super producer Rick Rubin in the series McCartney 321. The music legend will offer brand new insight into the group many consider the greatest ever. McCartney 321. It's Hulu, July 16th. And it's a birthday today for Kevin Bacon, the prolific actor turning 63. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And time now, it's 4:56, and it's about 74 degrees out there.
I still had a new update from the site of the collapsed condo in Surfside, Florida, as rescue crews transition to a victim recovery effort.
Plus, a popular company is getting ready to use robots to deliver food. Details coming up in Tech Bites.
Ahead on GMSA at 6 this morning, a look at a program that empowers school nurses to take an active role in identifying and relieving student stress.
And taking a look out with TransGuide this morning, there's a look at Loop 410 at San Pedro Avenue. Things are moving. Not too many people on the road right now, but we will be checking with Stephen Cavazos in a minute.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making headlines this morning, the special session for the 87th Texas legislature gets started later today. We'll tell you what is on lawmakers' to-do lists.
Plus, rescue crews in Surfside say they've now exhausted every option available in their search and rescue mission at the collapsed condo and are now transitioning to a victim recovery effort.
Outside with live cam, starting out the day in the mid-70s, lots of humidity and low clouds. If you are southeast of San Antonio, you are on alert for more flooding rains. And good morning, everybody. You've made it to Thursday morning.
Yeah, it's July 8th. Thanks for joining us this morning. We're dealing with some more rain again. I got a little bit yesterday. What about you?
Yeah, just very light showers, but nothing like they've been having in places like Rockport. Mike is back this morning, and he has some eye-opening rainfall estimates.
Yeah, looking down the road, down to the southeast, on top of what has already fallen, there's the chance of seeing another, maybe in some spots, half a foot of rain between now and probably late tomorrow night or early Saturday morning. We'll talk more about that in a moment. First of all, 75 degrees here in town, dew points at 71, so it's not quite as humid as what it has been. I mean, still got plenty of humidity out there, but it's just not that in-your-face type humidity. That's it, 82 for a high temperature later on today. We only made it up to 84 yesterday, and that was because of some sunshine that decided to pop out in the afternoon, and I think we just keep a lot more clouds around, so that's going to keep temperatures more than 10 degrees below normal later on today. The aquifer yesterday went up a big chunk, 1.3 feet, and the allergens, mold remains on the high side at 6,300. I know a lot of people are really affected by some of that mold. I think yours truly as well. All right, here's what's going on with radar right now. That's clutter around the radar site, up around showing Seguin and then up in toward New Braunfels. But a couple little sprinkly showers have been moving through. It looks like there's one over there by 90, 1604. Folks on the west side do not need any more rain at all after what happened a couple of days ago. But then as we were talking about further down to the southeast, there's a lot more rain. We used to have flood warnings posted down along the coast, once again near Rockport, near Corpus Christi, where it continues to rain. And this counterclockwise, same kind of pattern that we've been in for the past couple of days. This is going to continue to swing some of these showers up to the west and to the northwest throughout the course of the day, and we may have some of those heavier downpours as well. And the flash flood watch is in effect up until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. It does come as far northwest as Karnes County. Weather Service has indicated it's going to be looking at this situation over the course of the day as well as into tomorrow, and may actually expand the aerial coverage of that flash flood watch to include some of the counties further to the west, depending on obviously what happens today. A couple of showers around this morning, obviously the heavy rain down to the southeast, more showers and thunderstorms. Can't rule out a couple of heavier downpours if any of these showers pop up. We've got the tropical air mass sitting on top of us. Same thing tomorrow, and actually maybe under the gun a little bit more as far as more widespread heavier rain tomorrow. Then it's going to start to taper off as we go on into the weekend. We'll still have a couple of showers around here, but not quite as widespread and as heavy. Details on the weekend in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. Good morning, sir. Anything big going on right now?
Not at this moment, Mike. You know, we're still seeing a lot of the residual issues following that rainfall from Tuesday. We have the view here at US 90 at Leon Creek, and although it's a lot calmer than what we've seen over the recent days, there's still a little bit of issues out there. Let's go ahead and jump to the map now. Right now, we know that that area particularly still seeing some high water. I know it may not have looked like that was shot at TransGuide, but you can see here that we're still seeing some closures for debris pickup out there of US 90 westbound from Castroville Road to Suzette Avenue. Again, it's best to avoid these areas in the frontage road lanes at least, because some areas are still seeing those high water. We've also seen some construction going on out here off 281 northbound, intermittent lane closure. I hope I said that right, at Jones Malzberger Road, but seeing a little bit of a slowdown there in those southbound lanes of 281. Also doing some debris pickup out there as well, but I checked the TransGuide cameras. Looks like things are moving pretty smoothly. Let's go ahead and jump over to 1604, where we also see a slowdown that's quickly improving here off the southbound lanes right at West Military. And just to let you guys know, there is construction that should be wrapping up there off Loop 1604. It's a barrier setting what they're doing there, and it's overnight work that's happening. Single northbound main lane and single northbound frontage lanes are going to be closed right at Braun Road between 9 in the evening and 5 in the morning, and that should be wrapping up tomorrow. So that's some pretty good news there. Let's go ahead and jump to our inbound times right now. If you're coming in from Bernie on I-10, we're looking at 25 minutes to the downtown San Antonio area. Coming in from Bulverde at 281, we're looking at 26 minutes. And if you're coming in from New Braunfels, 35, we got 25 minutes. But jumping back here to TransGuide, although this shot at US 90 90. Does look like things have receded. Things look calm. You do want to avoid areas where high water is still being reported. We'll have more coming up later this morning on GMSA. Mark, stuff.
Thank you, Stephen. Now to Surfside, Florida, where there is a new mission this morning. Exactly 2 weeks after that tragic condo collapse, operations have now transitioned from a rescue mission to a recovery mission.
More remains were recovered yesterday, raising the death toll to 54 people, with 86 still unaccounted for. Here's ABC's Zoreen Shah with the details.
This morning, crews at the site of the condo building collapse in Surfside are no longer searching for signs of life. Some of the rescuers in tears last night, holding a moment of silence as they marked the end of their search efforts.
It is with deep, profound sadness that we made the extremely difficult decision to transition from Operation Search and Rescue to recovery.
For 14 consecutive days, the crews battling brutal conditions, including fires and storms, as they searched for survivors in air pockets, only to find remains but no survivors. Officials say they based the decision to end the search effort on a number of factors.
These engineering factors include, the building collapse itself, the pancake, which is gives you the lowest probability of survivability, coupled with the fact that it gives you very little voids.
Those who survived the tragedy are now starting from scratch.
So this is your bedroom now?
That's my bedroom.
82-year-old Zulia Taub is living in a friend's apartment, her home of 22 years, and all her belongings are gone.
I came out with the pajama and a house coat.
That's it?
My purse.
Zoreen Shah, ABC News, New York.
Well, back here in Texas, lawmakers are set to get back to work at the state capitol. 11 measures will have another chance to become state law. The special session for the 87th legislature begins at 10 a.m. Among these measures set for discussion, transgender youth in sports. The measure could keep transgender students from joining male or female sports that don't match their assigned sex. A measure to add restrictions during elections is also on the agenda. Lawmakers walked out breaking the quorum needed for a vote, effectively killing the measure. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has said a change in polling hours and wording to overturn an election would not be a part of the measure. Legislation on critical race theory is also up for discussion and could impact school lesson plans. We have the full breakdown of items of the special session listed on our website at KSAT.com.
Happening today, the city of San Antonio will now have a new centralized location to help those experiencing homelessness. The new Corazon Day Center and Resource Hub is at 504 Avenue E on the campus of Grace Lutheran Church. The facility will officially open later today, along with meals, case managers, and a place to shower will be made available at the hub. People can also receive access to various forms of transitional housing.
And a reminder, the Spurs and the city of San Antonio are teaming up for a couple of vaccination drives and a chance to win a 10-game ticket giveaway. First drive scheduled for July 10th at the AT&T Center. That second drive will happen July 17th at Toyota Field. People who receive their vaccines at these events will be entered in the Spurs raffle.
And time now is 5:08 and about 74 degrees right now.
Still ahead, we'll tell you about why 36 states and Washington, D.C. are now suing Google.
Details on how a local Little League is picking up the pieces after recent rain and flooding and how you can get involved.
Outside with live cam, more rain in the forecast for folks along the Texas coast, especially between Corpus Christi and Houston. Some of that could stretch inland closer to San Antonio. Mike has much more on that still to come. Damage left behind by recent rain and flooding now delaying the upcoming season for Northside Little League.
The Northwest Little League fields look bad now, but have already come a long way from when players and coaches first saw it. Parents of players and the president of the league all came out to try and save America's pastime for their kids. But with the start of the fall season just a month away, they're racing against the clock.
I've been at the league almost 25 years, and this is the worst damage I've ever seen out here.
Right now, their goal is to have kids running around the bases once again come August. There's a mass cleanup effort Saturday at 9 a.m. Anyone who wants to come help is welcome. Crews will be meeting at 6828 Poss Road. 512, about 74 degrees.
And do you need a job? We're going to tell you about a new feature TikTok is testing that will let users submit video resumes.
Plus, a look at how robots will be delivering food to college campuses.
I've lost count of how many asthma attacks I've had, but my new normal with Nucala, fewer asthma attacks.
Nucala is a once-monthly add-on injection for severe eosinophilic asthma, not for sudden breathing problems. Allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Infections that can cause shingles have occurred. Don't stop steroids unless told by your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. May cause headache, injection site reactions, back pain, and fatigue. Ask your doctor about Nucala.
Find your new normal with Nucala.
We do it every night.
Do it. Run your dishwasher with Cascade Platinum to save water and energy. Certified dishwashers use less than 4 gallons of water per cycle. And you can also save up to $130 per year on your energy bill. Cascade Platinum.
Don't settle. Start your day with Secret. Secret stops odor-causing sweat 3 times more, and the Pro Vitamin B5 formula is gentle on skin. With Secret, outlast anything. No sweat. Secret.
Straight, no sweat.
516, 36 states have sued Google over the company's handling of its mobile app store. ABC's Zareen Shah has details in this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, a new legal fight for Google. 36 states are suing the company, alleging that control of its app store violates antitrust laws. Specifically, the suit claims Google limits app choices and drives up prices, which hurts consumers. Google calling the case strange. You can now use TikTok to apply for a job. More than 30 companies are accepting video resumes through the app, including Target and Chipotle. Jobs currently up for grabs range from a data engineer to a video producer for the Detroit Pistons. For now, it's just a pilot program. Grubhub is joining forces with the Russian startup Yandex for self-driving robots to deliver food on hundreds of college campuses. Yandex will operate the robots, which can maneuver in places that cars cannot, and Grubhub will handle the transactions. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Exactly 517.
Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos. Last I looked, things looked okay out there.
Yeah, and things are definitely getting moving. As you can see right here at I-35 and Martin, we got a few more vehicles out on the roadways. Pretty quiet here, though, at I-10 at Frio. It's been a very quiet morning that we've been seeing here around the Alamo City and some of those outlying areas. Let's go ahead and jump to the map. As you can see, we have some construction going on in some parts. They should be wrapping up here off 281. They were doing some debris pickup out there, actually. But let's go ahead and start right over here where we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown right here at Bandera Road at Hebner Road. You can see traffic slowing down there to 22 miles per hour, picking up there at 25. Now what they're doing there is just some barrier setting as well. It should be wrapping up here momentarily around 5. So that's a good sign, good progress out there. But we also have a stalled vehicle right over here of I-10 westbound at West Avenue. But we saw some vehicles moving out on the roadways. It's still early enough to where we're not seeing big issues out there because of these stalled vehicles. But we do also want to bring it back here to US 90 westbound from Castroville Road to Suzette Avenue. Now, as we've talked about this over the last several days, US 90 has seen a lot of issues because of that that rain that we saw over the last few days. So there are still some closures out there. High water is still being reported in some areas, but overall, we are seeing a relatively quiet morning. As we said, I-10 at Vance Jackson, things are moving pretty smoothly, which is what we like to see as we get towards the end of the week.
Thank you, Stephen. Mike, what's that famous quote from Jaws? You're going to need a bigger boat.
In some cases, yeah, definitely. And, this is a situation, obviously, from a couple of days ago over there, 10 at De Zavala, about 5 inches of rain in that rain gauge. And all that is, as Stephen mentioned, the runoff, that's still the situation in a lot of places. A lot of creeks and streams along the San Antonio River still has flooding issues, flood warnings along the San Antonio River southeast of town. And with the ground so saturated and then some, it's not going to take much to cause more flooding. So that is definitely going to be something we have to watch out for today, and I think especially tomorrow with some of those heavier downpours that are forecast. There's not much in town right now. There may have been a couple little sprinkly showers if you look real close at radar. But first of all, down to the southeast, they can't buy, like I said, a dry day out there for right now. More heavy rain is falling along the coast. And then we have some of these showers that are moving in toward Karnes City. I've had a couple couple of those, and more of these will continue to wrap around to the west and to the northwest. And then here in town, just a couple little showers over there on the northwest side of town. Looks like maybe just west of downtown, a few little showers. So one or two of them around this morning, and then we'll see more later on this afternoon. And again, the flash flood watch in our southeastern counties until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. This may be extended a little bit further to the west. Weather Service said it's going to continue to assess the situation and, of course, have flood warnings down there along the coast right now. And that's going to be the situation for the next couple of days. When you look at the long range forecast today, again, now this is that broad brush computer model, but we'll have more scattered showers around here, a couple of heavier downpours. The majority of the rain is going to be to the east and to the southeast with some of those heavier downpours. That's going to be the situation through the day tomorrow, and some of those may actually wrap around into our western counties. We get a bit of a break, still some rain around on Saturday. And again, this doesn't mean it's raining everywhere constantly. Lesser chances for rain and not as much coverage on Saturday. Same thing on Sunday. Still a stray shower or two here or there, but not a great chance on Sunday. Monday, about the same situation, but then it looks like rain chances will start to pick up a bit more once we go in toward the middle part of next week. So again, you can see that counterclockwise flow in the atmosphere with that low, which is almost parked right on top of us, way down there at the bottom of the map. Now, we're looking its way off to the east. You can see there is what is now very weak tropical storm Elsa. It is moving through the Carolinas, just 40-mile-per-hour winds, so just barely tropical storm strength, but it continues to draw in a lot of moisture. And the path that it's going to be taking right there along the eastern seaboard with that counterclockwise flow, kind of like what we're seeing right now with that storm. This thing's going to be pulling in a whole lot of moisture and dumping a whole lot of rain all the way D.C., New York, Boston, and then continue off to the northeast. Obviously, no effect with our weather, but it's going to be a soaker down there, and we are going to get soaked in places, especially down to the southeast. Today, 79 degrees at noon, couple of showers, even a few storms popping up. Again, the majority of the rain is going to be southeast, but we'll have, scattered about elsewhere as well. 82 for a high temperature. I think the clouds are going to be holding tough today, so no break with sunshine popping out. That got us up to 84 yesterday, but I think we stay very low today, more than 10 degrees below normal. A couple of heavier downpours are possible today, as well as tomorrow, and then going into the weekend, lesser rain chances, maybe a little more sunshine thrown on in there. Temperatures will make it back up into the 90s and closer to normal readings first of next week. Another chance of rain is going to develop by the middle part of next week.
To finish my Jaws quote thought, you're going to need a bigger boat. I was thinking that many of us around here needed supersized rain gauges now, considering the way it's been spring and into this summer.
Yeah, and we were talking about this a couple of days ago. It's almost a repeat of what we had in May, that pattern where it lasted for days on end. We got a little bit of a break and then the rain picked back up. So we'll have to watch it again the next couple of days.
All right, but at least we're in the 80s. That's a good part.
Right, yeah, it was actually kind of comfortable yesterday.
It was. Thanks, Mike.
Right now it is 5:22 on your Thursday morning, about 74 degrees.
Coming up next in your morning spotlight, Ringo Starr celebrates a big birthday, plus Ringo's pal, Paul McCartney, is getting a brand new series.
Here are all your lottery numbers. Pick 3, 2, 4, 5, Fireball 7. Your daily 4 numbers, 2, 6, 8, 8, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 3, 4, 9, 16, 25. Lotto Texas 7, 8, 23, 32, 33, 41. And your Powerball numbers 8, 21, 30, 49, 57. Powerball 8, Power Play 2. Good luck.
From rappers to Ringo Starr, musicians are pushing people to get vaccinated.
And an old bandmate of Ringo's you might have heard of has a new project. CNN's David Daniel has it all in today's Hollywood Minute.
Girl, you looks good, won't you vax that thing up? You's a handsome young brother, won't you vax that thing up?
The black singles app BLK Dating is urging users to get their COVID-19 vaccinations, with Juvenile, Manny Fresh, and Mia X turning the rap classic Back That Thang Up into Vax That Thang Up. The aim is to entertain and encourage more black young adults to get vaccinated. Ringo Starr and some presumably vaccinated friends gathered to celebrate his 81st birthday at the music legend's Peace and Love statue in a Beverly Hills park. His 80th occurred under lockdown, so Ringo didn't take any chances this year.
You got to do the best you can. I mean, I've had both jabs. I feel quite secure. That helps. When I had them, it was like a weight left me, you know what I mean?
You can see why Ringo didn't want to carry that weight anymore.
Ringo.
One of Starr's old mates, a guy named Paul McCartney, goes in depth with producer Rick Rubin in McCartney 321. The series covers McCartney's time with the Beatles, Wings, and his solo work, and the relationships and influences that led to his iconic songs. The trailer just debuted. All 6 episodes of McCartney 321 land on Hulu July 16th. On the long and winding road in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
So iconic, even all these years later in 2021. Every once in a while, we're still seeing new pictures and video and old film coming out of the Beatles in action.
It was cool just to see these few shots right now. I was like, oh, wow.
Haven't seen that before. Haven't seen that before. 527, 74 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, Elsa continues to wreak havoc on the southeastern U.S. Up next, even though the storm is weakening, it's still causing tornado warnings in parts of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina.
Plus, you might want to save a little more for your next getaway. We'll tell you how much prices are going up for hotels and especially air travel.
Don't expect the price at the pump to start falling anytime soon. And ahead on GMSA at 6, what AAA is saying about how much gas prices will go up in the upcoming months.
Making headlines this morning, even as it weekends, Elsa continues to cause problems for people in the southeast U.S. as the storm moves up the East Coast.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, no rain in that shot, but we are expecting more and throughout the weekend as well.
And a good morning to you. It is Thursday. It is July 8th.
Thanks for joining us today. Went out for a short run yesterday, and Rooney was on the bike, and it started off nice, where it was actually a breeze. Yeah. And then it got very hot. She's like, whoa, it's hot. And then there was a little bit of drizzle. It was so weird, all in that short time.
A little bit of everything. Of course, plenty of moisture to work with. Here's Mike Osterhage with more on that and your Thursday forecast.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, nothing out there right now. There may be a couple of sprinkly showers out there. However, we're going to show you radar in a second. And 71 degrees for a dew point temperature. The temperature is actually at 75. That's roughly what it normally is, the average temperature this time of year. And that dew point of 71 is not bad. Yesterday in the afternoon, at times it was fairly pleasant. We did get a little bit of sunshine that came out, but we didn't really have that just outrageously high humidity, nor is that the case this morning. So again, it is a little bit more comfortable. This is a lot of clutter around the radar site, and there may actually be a couple little sprinkly showers that have been moving through the area. So just watch out for a few damp spots on the roads. And then further down to the southeast, you can see all the rain, which is continuing to wrap around. And we still have, think of it as a big bicycle tire, and the hub is down there just to the bottom of your screen, and that continues in this counterclockwise rotation, pulling obviously all the moisture in from the Gulf of Mexico. They're still getting torrential rains down there along the coast. Flood warnings are issued right now, Corpus Christi up around Rockport, and they're going to continue to get a lot more rain and more potential for flooding at least through tomorrow night. The flash flood watch is in effect till 7 o'clock, and this may be expanded further to the west and to the northwest. The Weather Service said it's going to continue to monitor that situation over the next couple of days. Mold is on the high side, and that's probably going to remain on the high side given the wetter forecast. Again, it's not going to be raining constantly today, nor will everybody see rain, but we'll still have some showers and thunderstorms around here. Some of them could have some hefty downpours, 82 for a high temperature. We have to watch out for more heavy rain tomorrow. Yeah, a couple of showers and storms here and there over the weekend, but if you have outdoor plans this weekend, it's looking like it's going to be in your favor. Talk about temperatures over the weekend coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. So far, it's been pretty quiet. Is that still the case?
Yeah, you know, and that's a pretty good start to our Thursday. I think after everything we saw over the last few days, pretty quiet is pretty good. Take a look here at US 90, though. Things are picking up here in these main lanes, although we're still watching the progress out there and seeing how things are developing over the next few days because of that recent rainfall. TxDOT is still reporting some high water out there off US 90 westbound from Castroville Road to Suzette Avenue. Again, we saw that this was a real big problem spot when that rain came in on Tuesday. So we saw that there was a lot of flooding there, and we're still seeing some of the residual effects following that recent rainfall. But let's go ahead and jump to some things that we're still seeing on our radar over here. Stall right now still reported off I-10 westbound right at West Avenue. Thankfully not causing any delays when it comes to traffic, though. So just be cautious whenever you see those stalled vehicles. A slowdown that we talked about a little bit earlier has quickly improved right here at Bandera at Huebner Road. We talked about some construction that was going on out there. There was barriers settings that they were putting in there, but looks like that has wrapped up, and that's a pretty good sign. And as Mike was mentioning, yes, pretty quiet morning as we get this Thursday started. So let's go ahead and jump to our inbound times. Coming in from Seguin, we got 29 minutes to the downtown San Antonio area. And if you are coming in from Livonia, we got 22 minutes on 87. And if you're coming in from 37 from Floresville, 28 minutes. So overall, a pretty green start to this Thursday morning as we inch closer to the weekend. Looks like it is picking up right here at US 90 at Leon Creek. But again, be cautious because we still do have some high water reported out there, and we'll be watching the roads closely as we get this day going.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thanks, Stephen. Crews are cleaning up a major mess created by an out-of-control car. San Antonio police believe the driver was intoxicated when he rammed into a utility pole and more in the 6600 block of UTSA Boulevard. Katrina Weber is live at the scene. Now, Katrina, we know there were injuries. Have police given you an update on those people?
Yeah, when you look at the damage here, you would think that someone had critical injuries. Police tell us about the most serious injury suffered by a passenger in the car was a compound fracture to her ankle. Now, I can't say the same about a lot of the property out here. There is a utility pole that was where it's missing pretty much a chunk of the middle of it. That is the first thing that the car hit, according to police this morning, right around 2:30. They tell us that the driver lost control, took out part of that utility pole, sent splinters flying, and then continued down the sidewalk right through this apartment complex and landed in the fence there. You can see the hole in the fence. That is the car still on the tow truck. Police say there was a man and woman inside. The man driving, both of them in their 20s. They both were taken to the hospital with injuries. But again, considering the damage here, their injuries weren't as serious as they could have been, according to police. They do believe the driver was intoxicated, and that part is still under investigation. But again, a big mess here to clean up. We don't know. Now, this is just a stone's throw away from UTSA's campus. We don't know. Police weren't able to tell us whether those two people might have been students at the school. Reporting live on the northwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you. This morning, Elsa continues to torment the southeastern U.S. The storm has sparked tornado warnings or watches in parts of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina overnight.
And the CNN's Karen Kafa reports the storm has killed at least one person.
Power outages, flooded streets, and fallen trees, the mark of Tropical Storm Elsa, which turned deadly in Jacksonville, Florida.
And in the Ortega area, a tree went down, and we had a fatality. We had a fatality due to this storm.
The storm triggering tornado watches and warnings as it moved north. This, the aftermath of a suspected tornado at Naval Submarine Base Kings Bay in Georgia. Elsa made landfall on Florida's North Gulf Coast Wednesday morning as a tropical storm. The state still on guard with the potential for more storm-related damage.
You got to err on the side of caution. The ground right now, all through the Big Bend area in northeast Florida, is saturated with the rain we've had over the last several weeks. So those trees are going to be vulnerable.
And high water.
We are, of course, as always, concerned about storm surge, rivers that may rise in the next couple of days.
Elsa is expected to weaken as it moves through the Carolinas. Still, in places like Virginia Beach and the Jersey Shore, precautions.
Everybody in general should take this opportunity to check their emergency kits, their preparedness kits, make sure that they have, all the necessary items.
The storm forecast to keep moving up the East Coast, reaching New England Friday. I'm Karen Kafa reporting.
Japan's prime minister has now formally declared a state of emergency in Tokyo through the end of the Olympics. The state of emergency goes into effect July 12th through August 22nd amid surging COVID cases. Prime Minister stressed in a COVID task force meeting earlier today the need for countermeasures to curb the spread of COVID and its variants. So far, Japan has reported over 800,000 cases and almost 15,000 deaths since the pandemic began. The Summer Olympic Games are set to begin on July 23rd and last through August 8th.
Lightning strikes twice. The Tampa Bay Lightning have won the Stanley Cup for the second consecutive season. They beat the Montreal Canadiens 1-0 to wrap up the series 4-1. During Game 5, Ross Colton scored the game's only goal to clinch the victory for the Lightning. The victory came in front of over 18,000 fans, a far cry from last fall's win in an empty arena in Edmonton, Alberta. This title is the third Stanley Cup for the franchise.
Well, Tampa Bay is definitely a hot town when it comes to professional sports.
Yeah, congratulations. Congratulations.
5:39, about 74 degrees.
And rising vacation costs. We're going to tell you how much more air travel and hotels will cost you on your next trip.
Encouraging kids on the spectrum, they can do just about anything they put their minds to. How they're getting their chance to shine on the playing field, coming up next.
And taking a look out with live cam this morning, we are expecting to be in the 80s again today, so that's not too bad, but we're expecting more rain as well. Mike will have the details later on.
5:42, 1 in 3 kids with autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, will not play any sports outside of school gym classes.
Children on the spectrum are often isolated and play video games twice as long than the average child. Max Massey introduces us to one sports pro who tries to inspire kids to get into the game.
And time right there. Show me your red light, guys. Well done.
These kids are just your average soccer superstars, but one thing separates them from the rest. They are all on the autism spectrum.
Go get them. Show me toe taps. Nice. Good.
Grace Bowman is taking what she learned playing Division I soccer and turning it into life lessons for these boys and girls.
Approach obstacles and get through that as a team.
Bowman's mission, getting these kids off the sidelines and into the game.
I asked her, why doesn't he play? And she'd mentioned that he was on the autistic spectrum and that there wasn't a program for him.
She started a first-of-its-kind spectrum-only soccer league called Excellent.
If there wasn't an excellent team, then he maybe wouldn't get that opportunity.
Kids with ASD like Patty Scully have a hard time playing on sports teams. Outdoor factors make it difficult for those on the spectrum to focus on the game. This enclosed, controlled space helps eliminate all those distractions.
He's found a spot where he belongs.
It's a lot easier to play, and it's just more fun.
Giving those on the spectrum a chance to play sports can lead to them having increased cognitive functioning and social skills, decreases in challenging behaviors, and a less need of moral support. Patty can now score on the field while also scoring some time with the family.
Just a smile on his face.
He feels like he belongs.
Every child on Bowman's team plays for free. Right now, it is only in Orlando, but Bowman says she plans to expand her program to reach more kids across the country. Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
And time now is 5:44, and it's about 74 degrees out there.
Up next, why your next vacation may cost quite a bit more than you're expecting.
And welcome back. It's about 5:47. In your morning consumer headlines, get ready for a pricey 2021 summer vacation. Experts tracking prices in several categories in the travel sector saying prices are soaring and breaking records. So according to data from hotel research firm STR, prices for hotels are up 44% from last year. And getting to your destination will also cost you more. According to the Consumer Price Index, airline tickets were up 24% in May. That's compared to the same month last year. And rental car prices seeing the most extreme price hike. They soared 110% from a year ago.
Lamborghini has unveiled what will be its last gasoline-only V12-powered supercar. Going forward, the Italian manufacturer will still make V12s, but they'll be plug-in hybrids. Company's announcement came a day after British exotic sports car maker Lotus also debuted its last gasoline-powered car. But unlike Lamborghini, all future Lotus models will be entirely electric. The companies joined supercar makers like Ferrari and McLaren in creating plug-in hybrid sports cars or fully electric models. The reason for the trend is increasingly stringent carbon emission regulations.
Job openings across the country hitting a record high for the second straight month. The Labor Department says at the end of May, employers had just over 9.2 million openings.
Well, a whole bunch of folks just hit the road at 5:48.
Traffic looking a little light in the shot I was looking at earlier, Stephen, but how is it overall?
Yeah, I think it's pretty scattered right now. We're seeing some spots that are picking up. We're seeing some spots where it's still pretty quiet. But overall, it's a good time to get out and get on the roads because things are looking pretty smooth. You can see here, Loop 410 at San Pedro and even over here at 281 looking a little bit busier as the morning's progressing. But then we have some spots like here off 1604 at Bandera that are still relatively quiet. So not spotting real real issues out on the roadway. I did check the fire page just a few moments ago. We did have a crash that was reported here off Southwest Military Drive at Old Pearsall. It looks like that has since cleared, but we are seeing some residual traffic building up in these lanes right over there. So we typically expect to see that as the morning does continue to pick up and more people do get out on the roadways. Let's go ahead and bring it over here to one of the main topics we'll be continuing to discuss over the next few days. Some high water here off US 90 westbound from Castroville Road to Suzette Avenue. Now, we obviously saw a lot of rain that was coming in on Tuesday, which caused some major floodings out there at Leon Creek. Although that is since receding and we're seeing some progress out there, I should say, that high water can still be an issue out on the roadways. Those frontage road lanes as well, eastbound and westbound, still remain closed for some pickup. So avoid that if you can, but those main lanes should be open on 90. But bringing it back here to the big scope of things, yeah, pretty quiet morning as we're getting this day started. Just again, taking a look here at TransGuide, even here at US 90 Leon Creek, picking up a little bit, but not too bad right now. So again, good time to get out the door, grab that cup of coffee and get your morning started.
Well, Mike Osterhage, here's another rare opportunity for you to practice your Irish accent.
I don't know if there's a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow, but kind of interesting to see it with very few clouds around. Obviously, we did have some showers mixed in, and there was a little bit of sunshine yesterday, and that put temperatures up into the mid-80s. Still well below normal, but I think we're going to be seeing a lot more in the way of clouds later on today. So still a fairly tranquil picture out there at the airport. Road appears to be fairly dry, and we got a lot of rain down to the southeast. Just saw one of the reports on the south side of Corpus Christi. A lot of street flooding is going on right now. As you can see, those green boxes that pop up there, that's a flash flood or flood warnings that are issued all along the coast and even a little bit further inland where the heavy rain is falling. We've got some heavier rain falling in portions of Live Oak County as well. And these showers will continue to kind of sweep up to the west and to the northwest over the course of this morning as well as later on this afternoon. So again, a few more of the showers around Karnes City, Three Rivers getting a lot of rain right now. Cuero, you've got some rain, and then further in toward town, maybe a couple of sprinkly showers are trying to pop up. This is the clutter around the radar site there. 84 for a high temperature yesterday, and it's so unusual. We are here in just about the middle of July, and there were hardly any 90s on the map. Beeville, because of all the rain, stayed at 79 degrees. A little more sunshine, or a lot more sunshine. Del Rio did get up to 97. But, I mean, look at the range in temperatures, about 10 to almost 15 degrees in some cases. It got up to 89 in Laredo. But look at that. That's the only Junction and Del Rio are basically the only 90s on the map, which you hardly ever see that. And that's going to be the case again today. Now, of course, we are going to be seeing some temperatures that will be maybe a little bit warmer. You get a little more sunshine. That'll kind of bump things up ever so slightly. As far as the computer model today, a couple of more showers and thunderstorms. Again, that counterclockwise rotation around that big low down to the south of us, that's what's going to continue to sweep these on in here and all the moisture around. So it's scattered about, more rain, as you can see, obviously off to the east, lesser in the amounts of rain off to the west, but still you might see a couple of heavier downpours. That'll be the case tomorrow as well, and maybe even a bit more in the way of widespread heavier downpours tomorrow. Going into Saturday then, things will start to taper off a little bit. We'll still have a couple of showers around here, but I think there'll be kind of fewer and further in between once we get into Saturday. Lesser rain chances on Sunday, and it may start to pick back up a little bit then toward the middle of next week. 79 today at noon, showers, a couple of thunderstorms around. Again, some heavy downpours. The majority of the very heavy rain is going to be to the east and to the southeast. Showers and storms, again, some heavy rain is going to be possible again today. Temperatures will stay about 10 or more degrees below normal. 94 is the average high temperature this time of year. And we stay well below normal all the way through the rest of the week and first part of the weekend. 92 on Sunday. And still a couple of showers over the weekend, but more sunshine mixed in. If you got outdoor plans this weekend, I really wouldn't change them right now. Just be on the lookout for one or two of those showers, and then it's going to pick back up again, it looks like, by the middle of next week.
What a weird year weather-wise. Justin was telling us yesterday we're 2 inches ahead of our normal rainfall totals for the year.
It is strange.
Okay.
But going back toward June 1st, we're still behind a little bit because it started to dry a little bit there in June, believe it or not.
Thank you, Mike. 5:53, about 74 degrees.
Let's take a look at your winning Lotto numbers. We have pick 3, 245, Fireball 7, and Daily 4, 2688, Fireball 7.
Cash 5 numbers 3, 4, 9, 16, 25. Lotto Texas 7, 8, 23, 32, 33, 41. And Powerball 8, 21, 30, 49, 57. Powerball 8, Power Play 2.
Good morning. Coming up here on a Thursday on GMA. I am up in New York here at the Rockaways. We're in a tropical storm watch ahead of Elsa, and this is all with Elsa still moving up through South Carolina this morning. Did some damage at a naval base in Georgia, and so that was likely from a tornado. Tornado threat is still there for much of the southeast and mid-Atlantic today. We will talk about the timing. I'm going to track it all the way up to Boston for you as we end the week. Still talking Elsa. You'll want to join us right here on Good Morning America.
Back here at home, you may have seen his murals around San Antonio. We have a one-on-one with the artist, part of a new series with Katrina Weber she's put together called If These Walls Could Talk. You can check out Katrina's story right now on KSAT.com. We have a lot more heading your way this morning in the next hour GMSA, including the story of a local World War II hero waking up in his newly renovated home over on our city's west side. Checking the roads with TransGuide flashing lights at 410 and Marbach. We'll check in with Stephen and see what's up there. And the forecast remains rather dire as far as rainfall, especially down along the Texas coast. Mike has more coming up.
Police are searching for a woman who they believe is in danger. We're going to have the details on that disappearance.
A weekend tropical storm Elsa has left at least one person dead in Florida and several injured in Georgia, where the storm is heading next.
And taking a look outside with live cam, no rain in this shot. We're expecting a little more here and there. We're going to be checking in with Mike very soon.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. Hope you slept well last night. It is Thursday, July 8th.
Thanks for joining us this morning, and go ahead and grab that extra cup of coffee. We're at Thursday, so we have one more day till Friday.
That's right. So far, a fairly decent commute. We're going to talk to Stephen in just a moment, but Mike is back with us this morning here on the morning show. He's got more.
Yeah, and we've got maybe a couple of sprinkly showers around town, but we do have more rain in the forecast. Not everybody's going to be seeing rain today, but there's still going to be some potentially heavy downpours, especially down to the southeast. So this is radar right now, and a lot of this is cluttered around the radar site, but there may be a few sprinkly showers that are moving through town. So just watch out for those damp spots on the roads. And then further down to the southeast, there's some of the, more widespread rain, Karn City over toward Cuero, and that's just the leading edge of this huge mass of rain. And as you can see, we do have those green boxes. Those are flood warnings posted down there along the coast. There's street flooding going on right now in the southern side, on the south side of Corpus Christi, and then up there around Rockport again. They just can't catch a break from all that, and more very heavy rain is forecast down to the southeast. So there's the flood warnings, those brighter shades of green, and then the outline for the flash flood watch in effect up until 7 o'clock tomorrow night, where the service may actually kind of expand this a little bit. They're going to continue to assess the situation, but that's where the majority of the rain is going to be, well down to the southeast today. Mold is still on the high side. Updated count's going to be coming out in about, say, an hour and a half or so. And throughout the day, temperatures, we are just about normal this morning, 74 degrees. Wind is going to be out of the northeast, kind of wrapping around that low, which is helping to pump in all the rain around here. And with the cloud cover, that's going to keep temperatures down today. So we'll only be at 79 at noon, and then a high temperature of only 82, which is more than 10 degrees below normal. Couple of showers, couple of thunderstorms around here, potentially some heavy downpours. We're going to be dealing with this, about the same situation again tomorrow. Then the rain's going to start to taper off a little bit once we go in toward the weekend. Details on that in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos, what's the latest, sir?
Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Well, we are seeing some car trouble here off Loop 410 at Marbach. It's actually a stalled vehicle. Take a look right now. We have traffic that's building up a little bit. Nothing too dramatic, though. That's because there is at least one lane block there, and you can see that we do have some roadside assistance that person is receiving. We'll get to that in just a moment. But taking a look right here at our map, this is off Loop 410. 410 southbound at Marbach Road. Again, we do have one lane that is blocked, but as you saw, there was a little bit of traffic that was building up there, but on our maps doesn't show that it's causing any real issues right now. But we do have another stall that's happening here off I-35 northbound right at Fisher Road. This is just getting up towards Von Ormy, coming in from Lytle. So just check your vehicles before you get out on the roadways, because we tend to see a lot more stalls coming in around this hour. But right now, overall, pretty quiet, though. We still have some flooding, or high water, I should say, reported out there off 90. Remember, those east and westbound lanes, TxDOT still says that those lanes are closed because of some work that they're doing out there to clean up all the mess that was caused because of that flooding. But those main lanes should be open. It's really those frontage road lanes you're going to want to be cautious of. But let's go ahead and take a look right here at our inbound times. Things are still looking pretty good. If you are coming in from Lytle, thankfully, it's only a 16-minute commute time right now to the downtown San Antonio area. And if you're coming in from 90, still pretty good right now. We got 19 minutes. And if you are coming in from Bernie on I-10, 24 minutes. We want to bring it back here to TransGuide. And as we said, this person is receiving some assistance, and it looks like that could be from the highway emergency response operator that's out there. This is part of TxDOT, and you can call them at 210-732-HERO. They can assist you with any roadside assistance, I should say, if you're having any trouble on the roads. We're going to be watching them closely as the morning does continue. Mark, Steph.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, 2 people in the hospital after crashing on the city's northwest side. It happened around 2 a.m. in the 6600 block of UTSA Boulevard. Police say a man and woman were traveling on the highway when the man lost control of the car, drove right through a utility pole, later crashed into a fence at the Avalon Place Apartments. Officers tell us both were taken to a hospital. The man is facing intoxication assault charges.
Also new this morning, a San Antonio police officer arrested on an elevated DWI charge has been temporarily suspended by the department while his criminal case plays out. That's according to records obtained by the defenders. 24-year-old Demarius Holmes was charged with DWI back in May after officers found him asleep behind the wheel of a stopped vehicle. He is a 3-year veteran of the department and has been temporarily suspended without pay.
San Antonio police searching for a woman who was last seen on the city's northwest side. 46-year-old Renee Rangel was last seen Monday around 5:30 in the morning on Crestview near Hillcrest. Police say Rangel was seen driving a white SUV license plate GXG 9692. If you know where she is, call San Antonio police at 210-207-7660.
Metro Health is reporting that more than 73% of people in Bexar County over the age of 12 have received their first COVID-19 vaccine dose. They also say almost 60% are fully vaccinated. City officials say the 7-day rolling average stands at 126 cases, with 4 new deaths reported this week, with a total of 3,571 people who have died from the virus. 150.
Now is the time to get vaccinated. The Delta variant is more transmissible than version 1.0 of COVID.
Now the race is on to get more people in Bexar County fully vaccinated, with more than 20% of COVID cases in Bexar County right now being the Delta variant. Metro Health's director, Dr. Wu, worried about people who are not vaccinated yet. Dr. Wu hopes side effects are not keeping people from getting the shot. She wants to remind everyone the benefits of getting the shot outweigh the side effects.
The Spurs and the city are teaming up for vaccination drives starting this weekend. The first drive is scheduled for this Saturday at the AT&T Center. The event will include the Spurs food truck and merchandise giveaways. Those who get vaccinated at these events will receive a free ticket to an SAFC game and have a chance to win a 10-game pack to the Spurs. The second drive will happen on July 17th at Toyota Field.
Happening today, City of San Antonio will now have a new centralized location to help those experiencing homelessness. The new Corazon Day Center and Resource Hub is at 504 Avenue E on the campus of Grace Lutheran Church. The facility officially opens this afternoon. It will have available meals, case managers, and a place to shower. People will also be able to receive access to various forms of transitional housing. 6:07 right now. Tropical storm Elsa is slamming the southeastern U.S. with flooding rains and damaging tornadoes. A Navy base was among the areas hit hard, and several injuries are reported.
The storm is barreling north for the Carolinas. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
Overnight, Elsa turning deadly in Florida. Police say a falling tree killed a driver as heavy rain and wind hit the city.
This poor gentleman was just driving, probably heading home, and tree came down and hit his car.
Another large tree slamming into an apartment building. This man was looking out his window when the winds picked up.
All of a sudden, I see my chairs pick up and start going to the right. And then all of a sudden, they went to the left. About 5 seconds later, and then everything started going to the left. And the next thing I knew, the tree came down. I heard a train, which they say you always hear a train. I heard the train.
Hours later, Elsa producing another tornado in southeast Georgia. This one touching down at a campground on a naval base.
It is utter chaos over here right now.
The winds flipping over and tearing apart large RVs.
Pickup trucks flipped over, debris everywhere, trailers knocked over.
At least 10 people from the campsite were taken to the hospital. According to the Navy, there appears to be damage to buildings on the base, but a spokesperson confirms there's no damage to the submarines stored at the base. Meanwhile, the cleanup is already underway along Florida's west coast, where Elsa made landfall Wednesday, bringing powerful storm surge and inundating coastal roads. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
The prices at the pump continue to climb with summer travel in full swing. AAA says crude oil prices will hit a 7-year high this week. They are forecasting an increase to $3.25 this month, with a rise of 10 to 20 cents through the end of next month. Last time the national average gas price was at $3.25 was November and October of 2014.
609, about 74 degrees.
College students, listen up. Soon your food will be delivered by robots. The details still ahead.
More than a dozen horses evacuated from JBSA Lackland due to flooding. A story of how all that happened next.
And taking a look outside with a live cam, no flooding at this time. A lot more issues in the Rockport area, but here we seem to be okay. Just expecting some rain here and there. We'll be checking in with Mike soon. And welcome back. It's about 6:13. 20 privately owned horses were evacuated from the stables inside Joint Base San Antonio Lackland due to that massive flooding. So one of the horse owners was near Stillman Park at the horse stables inside JBSA Lackland when she noticed the park was underwater. That's when police told her they needed to evacuate. She says they loaded up the horses and brought them to the San Antonio Rose Palace located along Bernie Stage Road in the far northwest side.
Can't leave them to fend for themselves in a disaster like that. Because that water, I mean, it can be right here. You talk about moves a truck, well, it'll take them right off their feet, and then that's that.
And the owner says they now have food and water, and most importantly, they are safe. It's still unclear when the horses will return to JBSA Lackland.
A decorated World War II hero finally waking up in his newly renovated home on San Antonio's west side. We first told you about 95-year-old Alfred Guerra last year. His home was in desperate need of repairs. Now, after renovations were interrupted by the pandemic, he is finally home. It has a new roof, new siding, central air, central heat, flooring, appliances, and furnishings, all thanks to a community-wide effort.
The least that we can do as veterans and as citizens is make sure that he has a comfortable home to live out, hopefully another 50 years, and he's only 95.
You can read more about this great story on KSAT.com. Look for it right there on our homepage.
And let's go ahead and check in with Stephen this morning. Not as busy as you were yesterday.
Or over the last few days, really. You know, the roads are, picking up right now with a little bit more traffic here off US 90 at Leon Creek. You can see that it is moving pretty smoothly right now, at least on those main lanes. But as we've talked about, the real issue here off 90 was going to be some of that high water that we're seeing following Tuesday's rainfall. Take a look here. There is some still reported there off US 90 westbound from Castroville Road to Suzette Avenue. Now, keep in mind that those frontage road lanes are expected to be closed a little while longer because there is some cleanup still happening and we do have some high water. However, the main lanes are still open, so good sign there. We did have a stall that was reported out here off Loop 410 southbound at Marbach Road. Looks like that just cleared from our system. That was one vehicle that was receiving some assistance from TxDOT's Hero. We'll get to that in just a moment, but one lane was blocked out there. But taking a wider scope at things, yeah, pretty quiet right now, and it gives us a chance to talk a little bit more more about TxDOT's HERO program. Now, we did see a bunch of stalls out on our roadways yesterday. Now, it's just talking a little bit about some of these services that Highway Emergency Response Operator, or otherwise known as HERO, does provide. Some of those are relocating disabled vehicles to safety. They provide traffic and lane control at crash scenes and change flat tires. So that's a good sign if you don't know how to change a tire. They even add gasoline and water. You can contact them at 210-732-HERO. They are a free service. So that's pretty good news if you have any issues out on the roadways, because again, we start to see that as the morning does pick up. But we got a colorful shot now here at US 90 at Leon Creek. We'll be keeping a close watch here in the traffic lab, guys.
Yeah, I see those HERO trucks everywhere. Those guys stay busy. It's really nice for our area. I hope they continue to expand the program.
Yes, it's a great service, and a lot of green out there in the shot there at Leon Creek there.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits now that the water is finally receding out there. But, you know, over there, had about 7 inches of rain, something like that on Tuesday, and the 24-hour rainfall was more than 9 inches out there. Just read some numbers. This is down along the coast in Corpus Christi. So far today, and it's only 6:17, they've had more than 4.5 inches of rain in Corpus Christi. That has already smashed the record for today's date, and obviously a lot more rain is on the way. The record was 1976 of just under 3 inches of rain. So more than 4 inches of rain in Corpus Christi officially, and obviously some areas have had even more than that. Obviously Rockport from yesterday with those flood emergencies. We're at 75 right now, a lot of 70s, even a couple of 60s on the map. These numbers are close to the normal, the average. We've got a couple of showers around the area this morning. Obviously more down to the southeast. More showers and thunderstorms today. You can't rule out a couple of heavier ones too. Same thing tomorrow. And then the weekend, I think we're just going to see a few areas of rain. We'll still have a couple of showers and storms around, but not quite as much. Beautiful picture. We showed this one last half hour, and there's another great one of the double rainbow. A lot of folks saw some beautiful rainbow pictures because we did have some sun that popped out yesterday. All right, we are talking about, first of all, it's fairly quiet out there at the airport. We were talking about rainfall last half hour, and so far this year, July, we are on the above normal side, had just shy of 1.5 inches of rain. Going back to June 1st, and that is when they always divided up into 3-month periods. This is meteorological summertime starting June 1st. We're on the dry side of things, down 1/4 inch. So June was definitely on the dry side. We've made up for it. And then for the year, 2 inches above normal, and all that basically came in late April and May, because going in through March and the first part of April, we were definitely on the dry side and made up for at the end of April when we had those couple of days where it was just torrential rains out there, as well as May, and now we're making up for it again going into July. So here's what it looks like on radar right now. All the very heavy rain, obviously rain continues down there along the coast. We've got some of these showers are becoming a little bit more widespread, filling in a bit more. Carson City over toward Cuero, and even Campbellton down along 37 if you're heading down south. A couple of showers maybe in and around town. We'll just watch out for a few of those today. And temperatures, again, yesterday was 84, 82 today. I think we see more in the way of cloud cover. It's going to hold temperatures down. Everybody's going to be in the low 80s around the metropolitan area. And we will have more showers and some thunderstorms developing today. It looks like the same situation again tomorrow. Heavy downpours are going to be a problem, and where the ground in most areas it's pretty well saturated, runoff is definitely going to be an issue. 79 degrees today, showers, a couple of thunderstorms, and then later on 82, high temperature. Heavy downpours can't be ruled out. And then tomorrow, I think the same situation, maybe a bit more widespread as far as some heavier rain. It'll start to taper off over the weekend. I think we see more sunshine over the weekend. That'll get us up into the upper 80s and low 90s. And starting off next week, then another, right now, looks like decent chance of rain by the middle of next week.
Wow. It continues.
A lot of rain. We'll prepare for that then. Thank you, Mike.
Get a break to cut the grass.
Yes, sir. 620, about 74 degrees.
And we have LinkedIn, Indeed.com, and many other online sites you can go to look for a job. But what about TikTok? Next on GMSA, the details on a job application tool TikTok is testing.
Your mission: stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis and take it on with Rainfall. Rainfall, a once daily pill, can dramatically improve symptoms. Rinvoq helps tame pain, stiffness, swelling, and for some, Rinvoq can even significantly reduce RA fatigue. That's Rinvoq relief. With RA, your overactive immune system attacks your joints. Rinvoq regulates it to help stop the attack.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious infections and blood clots, sometimes fatal, have occurred, as have certain cancers, including lymphoma, and tears in the stomach or intestines, and changes in lab results. Your doctor should monitor your blood work. Tell your doctor about any infections, and if you are or may become pregnant while taking Rinvoq.
Take on RA. Talk to your rheumatologist about Rinvoq relief. Rinvoq. Make it your mission. If you can't afford your medicine, AbbVie may be able to help.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the big new incentives for saying yes to a new job.
I saw that they were offering a $500 signing bonus, and I just saw that, and I was just thinking, okay, I can maintain this for the summer. It's not a problem.
Jason Mabry, who recently graduated from high school, just landed a job working the host stand at Uncle Julio's Mexican restaurant in Annapolis, Maryland. He knew he needed to work this summer to save up for college next year, but had no idea it could be so lucrative. And he's not alone. Restaurant workers, hotel cleaners, truck drivers, and warehouse stockers are some of the many jobs now attached to signing bonuses of hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you what you need to know to get the job you want with the perks you're hoping for. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
And there's a new legal fight for Google. 36 states are suing the company, alleging that control of its app store violates antitrust laws. Specifically, the suit claims Google limits app choices and drives up prices, which hurts consumers. Google calling the case strange. You can now use TikTok to apply for a job. More than 30 companies are accepting video resumes through the app, including Target and Chipotle. Jobs currently up for grabs range from a data engineer to a video producer for the Detroit Pistons. For now, it's just a pilot program. Grubhub is joining forces with the Russian startup Yandex for self-driving robots. The robots will deliver food to hundreds of college campuses. Yandex will operate the robots, which can maneuver in places that cars can't, and Grubhub will handle the transactions.
Time for a look at morning sports. Spurs head coach Greg Popovich has assembled the NBA's best in Las Vegas to begin workouts for Team USA. Jets off to Tokyo for the 2020 Summer Olympics. This is Pop's first time out as head coach of Team USA, competing in the Olympics as our team goes for its fourth straight gold medal with names like Kevin Durant and Damian Lillard on this year's roster. Pop's first order of business was thanking those who decided to spend their summer with him and assistants, and that includes Steve Kerr. Well, the NBA Finals continue tonight right here on ABC and KSAT 12. Phoenix took the first game, and now the Bucks will try to even things up. Tonight's game tips off from 8 o'clock in Phoenix. The final shift to Milwaukee on Sunday and next Wednesday. On to the Missions baseball. Missions taking on the Sod Poodles of Amarillo once again. After a scoreless first inning, Amarillo got 2 runs in the top of the second. Missions fought back from a 9th inning deficit to defeat the Sod Poodles 7-6. Juan Fernandez was the hero with a walk-off single in the bottom of the 9th inning. It was the team's second consecutive walk-off victory. Missions are now 28-28 on the season. The series against Amarillo continues tonight out at Wolf Stadium.
Go Missions, beat those Sod Poodles. Time now at 6:26 and 74 degrees out there.
Well, we were just mentioning the Olympics and Team USA. Spectators now banned from the Summer Olympic events in Tokyo after Japan's Prime Minister declared a state of emergency earlier today. More details still ahead.
And Katrina Weber will join us live with more details about that crash on the city's northwest side. That's coming up next.
And outside with TransGuide, the sun is coming up, flashing lights at I-10 and De Zavala on that right shoulder. We're going to check back in with Stephen Cavazos.
There's a big mess to clean up here on the northwest side, but even bigger problems for the driver who police say caused all of this. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you why coming up.
Haitian police say suspects in the president's assassination were killed. I'm ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. The details coming up.
And a break in the clouds on your early Thursday morning right out by the airport. Mike Osterhage is back with us this morning. His forecast is still to come. Good morning. It is Thursday. It is July 8th.
Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us. And maybe you can go outside and mow your lawn real quick because you don't know when those storms will start again.
It is a matter of timing, Mike Osterhage, because rain is staying in your forecast in some form or fashion.
Yeah, and if you do have the opportunity, I mean, if you can go outside right now, don't wake up the neighbors yet, but yeah, it's going to be, I'm trying to get it in there, maybe over the weekend as well. But we do have more rain in the forecast, and don't let that little bit of bright spot there, a little bit of clearing fool you, because we do still have a lot of rain that's showing up on radar. I'm going to show you that in a moment. The temperature is at 75. Normal average is 74, right where we should be. And the dew point, even though it's above 70, which means a lot of humidity, it's not as bad as what it has been. It's not that, just kind of wall of humidity when you walk outside. So slightly more pleasant when you walk outside. There may be a couple little sprinkles trying to show up on radar right now. A lot of clutter around the radar site. More rain down to the southeast and well down there along the coast. And as you can see, a ton of rain around Beeville as of right now. Heavier rain is moving in toward Victoria, and these showers continue to sweep up in here. So despite the fact that we've got a couple little breaks in the clouds right now, all this will continue to kind of wrap around in that counterclockwise direction. We've got the flash flood watch in effect up until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. That does include, goes as far northwest as Karnes County. It may be expanded. Weather Service is going to obviously keep monitoring the situation. And then there are flood warnings posted down here along the coast. Already this morning, Corpus Christi has set a record for the rainfall of the state, 4.5 inches of rain, and it's just 6:30 in the morning. They've already had that much and more on the way. Mold is on the high side. Updated count's going to be coming out in about an hour or so. A couple of showers around this morning, obviously more down to the southeast. More showers and thunderstorms. A couple of heavier downpours are going to be possible today in a lot of areas. The ground is already saturated, and all the streams and rivers and creeks and everything are pretty much at bank full and then some, so runoff's going to be a problem. Showers and storms around tomorrow again. Over the weekend, I think we get a little bit more of a break. There'll still be a couple of showers and storms around here, but a little more in the way of some sunshine thrown on in as well. Details on that coming up in a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen Cavazos. Hadn't been too bad so far this morning. What's going on?
Yeah, we're just seeing a few stalls here and there, Mike. And this one here off I-10 at De Zavala, we were pointing out a little bit earlier. Let's go ahead and take a view at TransGuide. We saw some flashing lights out there a little bit earlier, but looks like they have since left. And we have that vehicle still out there. Hopefully they can get their issue resolved there pretty quickly, because the morning is picking up and we are starting to see a trend in these stalled vehicles. Take a look here. This is off I-10 eastbound right at De Zavala. And as we mentioned, we're seeing a little bit more of this as the morning does pick up. Let's go ahead and jump right all the way over here to Loop 410 northbound at East South Cross Boulevard. We have another stalled vehicle out there as well. So again, folks, if you're going to be heading out in the next few minutes, make sure you check your vehicle that it's working properly so you can get to where you need to be safely. We still have this high water that is being reported out here off US 90 westbound from Castroville Road to Suzette Avenue. As we talked about it throughout the last few days, 90 was a big problem spot because of that rainfall. Those frontage roads were closed eastbound and westbound because we saw Leon Creek was causing a lot of flooding out there, and there is still high water reported, so be cautious of that. We did talk about a stalled vehicle out here off Loop 410 southbound at Marbach Road. Now, TxDOT is now reporting that there's actually a crash out at that location. We're going to get to a view from TransGuide here in just a few moments, but taking a look at our inbound times before we jump to that shot, things are still looking pretty good right now. You can see for the most part the commute to the downtown San Antonio area pretty green. So let's go ahead and get to that shot at TransGuide and show you what we're seeing. Traffic is building up there off Loop 410 at Marbach. Again, TxDOT has reported that this is actually a crash, and we're going to be watching it closely and see how that could impact your morning drive. Mark, Stephanie?
Thank you, Stephen. A driver's in the hospital with injuries from an overnight crash, but he faces even bigger problems when he gets out. Criminal charges. San Antonio police say he was driving while intoxicated.
The crash injured 2 people and created a big mess in the 6600 block of UTSA Boulevard. Katrina Weber is there with a live report. Katrina, how's the cleanup going so far?
I guess you can call it slow and steady. We have a crew with CPS Energy here trying to replace that entire utility pole that was sheared in half by the car. Now, this happened about 2:30 this morning. San Antonio police say that the driver was heading down UTSA Boulevard speeding when he lost control took out the middle section of the utility pole there and then traveled down this sidewalk all about 500 yards before he hit a fence. Now, this is a big chunk of that utility pole that was knocked out, the middle section of it. So the top landed on the bottom section, which was still in the ground. Now, the driver and the passenger both suffered injuries. Considering the damage, you would think that they would be in extremely critical condition, but police tell us that the most serious injury they saw was a compound fracture to the woman passenger's ankle. Police tell us that both of these people are in their 20s. We don't know if they perhaps were students from UTSA, which is right around the corner, but police are still investigating this whole thing. And when this big chunk of wood flew out of here, it actually damaged one of the cars in the parking lot. We can give you a quick look at that. That Mercedes took a beating from some of the debris that was flying. But again, police say that driver appears to have been intoxicated when he did lose control and cause all of this mess, which is still being cleaned up right now. Reporting live on the Northwest Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Lawmakers are set to go back to the Capitol today. 11 measures will have another chance to become state law. The special session for the 87th legislature begins at 10 a.m. Among the measures set for discussion are transgender youth in sports. It could keep transgender students from joining male or female sports teams that don't match their assigned sex. Also in the agenda, a measure to add restrictions during elections. Lawmakers walked out, breaking the quorum needed for a vote, effectively killing the measure. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said a change in polling hours and wording to overturn an election would not be a part of that measure. And legislation on critical race theory is also up for discussion. It could impact school lesson plans. We have the full breakdown of items on the special session listed on our website at ksat.com. The assassination of Haiti's president is throwing the Caribbean country into upheaval.
Overnight, police said they killed 4 of the presumed assassins. The United States is vowing to assist the acting government to preserve the peace.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has the latest from Washington.
This morning, Haiti's police chief says 4 suspects in the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse have been killed and 2 others arrested. The alleged assassins have yet to be identified as Haiti's acting prime minister urges calm.
We need every single one to actually move the country forward while seeking for justice for President Jovenel Moïse.
The Caribbean nation plunging deeper into crisis after assailants stormed President Moïse's residence overnight Wednesday, killing the 53-year-old head of state and injuring his wife. The First Lady flown to Miami to receive treatment, now fighting for her life.
The people are devastated. The Haiti is in mourning.
The Haitian ambassador to the United States says the attack was carried out by armed commandos speaking Spanish and masquerading as U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency agents. Overnight, the remains of the assassinated president removed. In the nation long gripped with turmoil and political unrest, a state of siege. The international airport shut down and border with the Dominican Republic closed. Busy capital streets emptied out.
I think a lot of us are kind of almost, and myself included, we're waiting for the fireworks. We don't want them. We don't want the violence.
In Washington, President Biden condemning the assassination.
It's very worrisome about the state of Haiti.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken called Haiti's interim prime minister late Wednesday, extending his condolences and vowing to support the Haitian government and its people. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
After 14 days, the rescue effort in Surfside is shifting to a recovery effort. As a debris field has opened up after Sunday's demolition, officials say it is the right time to make the transition. Just before making it official, rescue teams held a moment of silence for the victims. 54 bodies have been found so far, with 86 people still missing. The building's collapse has raised questions about whether other residential buildings in Miami-Dade could be at risk. 40 of them have already been inspected.
Earlier this morning, Japan's prime minister declared a state of emergency in Tokyo through the end of the Olympics. The state of emergency goes into effect officially July 12th, lasts through August 28th due to another surge in COVID cases. This will be the fourth state of emergency in Japan's capital. So far, Japan's reported over 800,000 cases and almost 15,000 deaths since the pandemic began. This year's Summer Olympic Games are set to begin July 23rd and last through August 8th.
The Tampa Bay Lightning are Stanley Cup champions once again after beating the Montreal Canadiens last night. That makes the Lightning the NHL champs 2 years in a row. During Game 5, Ross Colton scored the game's only goal to clinch the victory for the Lightning. This title is the third Stanley Cup for the franchise.
Right now it is 6:41, about 74 degrees.
Anxiety is the most common mental health condition in kids, and after a year of remote learning, it's getting worse. Just ahead, engaging the healthcare professionals on the front lines, elementary school nurses.
With hundreds of elementary school students together in the hallways and on the playground, no one is busier than the school nurse. That's because, among other things, 7% of all school-age kids are diagnosed with anxiety. Golda Ginsburg studies child anxiety disorders. She and her colleagues evaluated an intervention for anxious students ages 5 to 12, training school nurses to use cognitive behavioral therapy in a program called CALM. The C stands for calm down. A for actions that reduce anxiety, like facing fears.
Instead of saying, everyone's going to laugh at me, I know I'm going to fail the test, for sure I'm going to get sick and die, the nurses will carefully help the student evaluate how realistic is that thought.
Listen to the scary thoughts and change them to coping thoughts and manage future problems. To study CALM, nurses delivered the program to students with anxiety in 6 20 to 30-minute sessions. Researchers found even 3 months after the intervention ended, almost 60% of the students in CALM reported lower anxiety and fewer physical symptoms of stress.
We rolled out what we call CHILL, which is connected, healthy, and learning. So we chose the alternative strategies of deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and guided imagery because the cognitive behavioral therapy was much more intimate and would have required parent sign off. But breathing and using your imagination and tensing your muscles, we do it all the time. We do it naturally.
Professor Ginsburg says the impact of the pandemic on students' mental health can't be underestimated. She says some students with anxiety actually avoid what they are afraid of, so learning from home allowed them to avoid some school stressors. With most students going back into the classroom starting just next month, anxiety could be even higher than before. Reporting Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Just about 6:47.
It looks like there's a situation at I-10 and De Zavala, Stephen?
Yeah, TxDOT initially reported this as a stall, but it looks like this has now turned into a crash that we're seeing here off I-10 at De Zavala. And in fact, we do have some of TxDOT's heroes out there as well. What they're doing here is they're blocking the eastbound entry ramp over to I-10. And you can see that crash is working down there, or someone possibly out there on the early frontage roads lanes. But let's go ahead and get to the map and show you here. Again, this is I-10 eastbound right at De Zavala Road. It's going to be causing some issues as we're starting to see the morning get going here. We also have this other crash that we're watching here off Loop 410 southbound at Marbach Road. So again, be careful out there this morning, guys. The roads are getting pretty busy. Before we jump to Mike with the weather, I want to show you how that crash is looking out here. We do have several first responders out on the scene, at least on that frontage road as well. So definitely picking up here, but we'll be watching the roads and seeing how things start to pick up.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen. Another pretty picture, Mike Osterhage, especially in those dusk hours.
Yep, and beautiful shot there, Mr. McClellan over there at Woodlawn Lake. He can, whatever view out there, you get a whole different background and fantastic shots. And yeah, that's very pretty. And some of those storm clouds off in the distance. We had a little more in the way of clearing earlier, and now pretty good cloud cover, and that's pretty much going to be the case throughout the day. A lot of rain well down to the south again. They've already set a record more than 4.5 inches of rain, smashed the old record for the daily rainfall there in Corpus Christi. And you can see some of these heavier showers continue to work their way off to the northwest. A good chunk of Live Oak County, more rain covering a good portion of Karnes County as well. Cuero, you're seeing some of those heavier showers, and now starting to move into Wilson County. So Floresville, you're going to be seeing some of this rain in the next probably 20 minutes to a half an hour. We might have a couple of sprinkles around the area right now. A lot of this is some clutter around the radar site, but there are some showers out there. This computer model is kind of scary, actually, when you look down to the southeast as far as what it is forecasting for the next couple of days all the way through late tomorrow night. Another half a foot or more of rain here to the east and to the southeast. So flooding is definitely going to be an issue. Even more than an inch of rain in Pleasanton. Obviously lesser amounts further out to the west and to the northwest. And then the problem is, though, you know, an inch of rain around Pleasanton, or you get another half an inch of rain on top of where it's already saturated. Even say, for instance, on the west side of town, we had about 9 inches of rain earlier this week. That's going to be causing a problem because the ground can't hold any more moisture. This is, again, that broad brush computer model. So it's not going to be raining everywhere, but what you can take away from this is more showers and thunderstorms around here, heavy downpours, especially off to the east. That'll be the case tomorrow as well. Saturday, not quite as much in the way of rain. We'll still have a few around here, not as much on Sunday as well as Monday. Then the middle part of next week, it looks like rain chances will start to pick up a bit more, and temperatures will finally make it back up into the 90s, it looks like, by the weekend and the first part of next week. But today, 79 at noon, more shower storms. I think the clouds hang in here tough. That's going to hold temperatures down. We only made it to 84 yesterday with that little bit of sunshine in the afternoon. So with a pretty good cloud cover, we stay at 82 today, and some heavy downpours can be expected today. 84 tomorrow, upper 80s on Saturday, a little more sunshine than over the weekend, getting into the low 90s, and we'll stay in the 90s next week. Better rain chance then once again by the middle of next week. But today and tomorrow, still got to watch out for some of those hefty downpours. And down along the coast, I mean, they're just getting swamped.
Yeah, unbelievable. Hang on there, folks. Mike, what's your window to get the lawn mowed this week?
If I could run home right now, I'd be able to, I think, but probably not till the weekend, it's looking like.
Okay,
So-
let's wait till the weekend, because at 10 till 7, your neighbors would not be neighbors much longer.
They'll be upset with you.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. Right now, 6:51, about 74 degrees.
And coming up, finding a home that meets all your wants and needs can be competitive, but for parents, good school districts are often at the top of their wish list. So tomorrow on GMSA, how local moms are teaming up to find the best home and school for their families.
Outside with Live Cam, we know you have a choice when you wake up in the morning to get your day started. Thanks for starting your day with us here on Good Morning San Antonio. We're going to wrap things up after this break.
Good morning, coming up here on a Thursday on GMA. I am up in New York here at the Rockaways. We're in a tropical storm watch ahead of Elsa, and this is all with Elsa still moving up through South Carolina this morning. Did some damage at a naval base in Georgia, and so that was likely from a tornado. Tornado threat is still there for much of the southeast and mid-Atlantic today. We will talk about the timing. I'm going to track it all the way up to Boston for you as we end the week. Still talking Elsa. You'll want to join us right here on Good Morning America.
Morning commute is off and running, and we are seeing some trouble out there.
That's right. There's a buildup there at I-10 and Days of All Road.
Yep, that's because we have a crash that's actually reported out there. Mark, Steph, take a look here at I-10 at Days of All. Yeah, traffic definitely building up here. And in fact, we have some of the TxDOT's heroes that we told you about a little bit earlier in the show that are closing this ramp here onto I-10 East. Taking a look right now, we're not seeing a dramatic buildup in traffic off those eastbound lanes at Days of All, but we're watching this one pretty closely, and we'll be keeping a close eye on this crash happening here off Loop 410 southbound at Marbach Road. So again, be careful out there on the road, guys, but for now, these inbound times look pretty good, Mike.
Thank you, sir. And looks very nice over there by the airport. 410, not much traffic, dry roads, but we do have a lot, maybe a couple of sprinkles around the area, but a lot more rain off to the east and to the southeast. Do not travel down toward the coast at all because they have flooding issues going on there. Flash flood watch for our eastern counties until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. That may be expanded. Temperature today, 82. That's it. Well below normal. More showers and thunderstorms, some heavy downpours.
That is a wrap on the morning show.
Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you back here at 9. Have a great day.